Selling my daughter for 100 won. Chapter 3. Not about living, but about staying alive.
A family's sentiment. Father has no means of work. Mother cannot cook rice. Children hesitate to complain about their hungry stomachs. Household goods are sold. The house is sold. From the day they lost their means of livelihood, that was the day they decided they must beg to live. When things get better, we will live together again. We will never part until death. As the family lamented, they parted. What happened to that family's heartfelt feelings? Father as father, mother as mother, children as children. The beggar's wish. I'd like to eat a bowl full of warm rice. I'd like to eat until I am full. I'd like to eat a watery rice soup flavored with some bean paste. If I had an ear of corn, I'd pick off a kernel a day while searching for Mama. If I had 2 ears of corn, I'd surely find her. If the white snow falling was rice or coins pouring down on me, even if only in my dreams, I'd like to eat a frog. If I could live by eating my dreams and wake up to be someone else. There is no end to my wishes, but the one earnest hope of a beggar is to be able to, at least once, share something, anything, with another.
Toothpaste. I offered sweets to a child of the streets. To my surprise, he shook his head, refusing it. Once I eat that sweet, it will be gone. If I could fill my stomach, I'd rather have toothpaste, he said. I am smart, a healthy stray dog. If I eat some toothpaste, any rotten food I eat won't hurt me, he boasts. Ah, who would have thought toothpaste? What I used to merely brush my teeth was used by this child without medicine to brush away all ills.
Plastic bottles. No electricity, no fuel, dead, blackened city apartments. Walls whitened with condensation of frost. Frozen pipes in the kitchen. Even the breath when one speaks is frozen. How to sleep until morning? How not to freeze to death? Fill a plastic bottle with hot water. Put it between the beddings. Go to sleep. In this bitter winter, the people do not sleep in their homes. They sleep in the plastic bottles. Water sellers. With the dawn come the women to the marketplace. All day long they sell water to wash your face. Wash with water, 5 won. Wash with soap, 10 won. There is no other treasure from home besides pure water. Their fate is dependent on that water. They call out to passerby. Wash your face, feel refreshed. You fools, calling out to people to wash their faces. Did you have the spare time to wash your own faces? How much have you earned selling water? How can poverty be washed away? Instead of people's faces being washed, first you must wash this country. Instead of bringing water, bring fire and burn. If that is done today, with that fire, what a spectacular new morning of our country could be seen. With newly washed spirits, what new faces of yours could be seen.
On Sunday. Fragrant with the scent of spring, Sunday. It has been a while. I take my child's hand. We walk to the town. Today the street is very lively. Many children are about. Swinging from my arm, my son says, "I love Sundays, Papa." I pretend not to hear his pestering to be carried. Papa continues to walk. The children along the side of the road seem to be watching. Among the staring children, he hopes there are no orphans. Milk. Seeing a suckling baby one day, my son, with his black eyes intense and unblinking, this 3-year-old in baby talk asked, "Papa, did I drink milk like that?" In that instant, words would not come. I could only nod. Holding tightly onto that hand, deep within my heart trembling words, "You drank your mother's tears." The rainy season. The drought that burned even the heavens, in an instant turned into heavy rains, drenching the land as far as the sea. The rainy season. The power of that cold touch, feeling it in every part of my body. Running outside barefoot, standing with arms outstretched. Holding something so refreshing for the first time in my life. Something that is mine, this being drenched, this feeling of pleasure. Rain. Will I go crazy or die? A shortened life brings joy. If only this rain wetting everything, if only this torrential rain would wash everything away.
The dutiful daughter. Half tears, half grief, the woman squeezes milk from her breast. Going without meals, she sadly grips her skinny breast. She tears the flesh. She draws out blood. She squeezes out the pus. This is not milk for the baby who cries beside her. Her tears fall as she squeezes for her dying mother. She is a daughter with milk. She is a daughter with nothing else but milk.
Burning the great harvest. Dehydrated from the drought, rain falls as if the heavens have burst. It was a hard spring, but autumn also brought empty paddies. Who was it who ate even the rice seeds. Weeds are all that can be seen. You call this rice? In autumn, there are no ears of rice. Those ears of rice, like mouse droppings, counted by the farmer with an aching heart. After gathering a year's efforts, 1 hectare, 1 ton. 1 ton of despair. Rice for the army. Rice offered as aid for military first. Rice offered to the officials. Measured again and again. There is still not enough. Anger spews forth from the bottom of my stomach. Farmers, light the fires. Burn everything. As if crazed, the farmers dance. This land they plowed with all their might. Was there ever an autumn like this? The grudges that have built up until now. Burn, burn the great harvest. The price of dung. In each farming village, in each city, slogans written in brilliant red. A handful of compost, a handful of rice. Wherever you go, you see this. Bah! Those of you who eat rice, as humans, give a ton of compost. 5 in a family, 5 tons of compost. As much as possible. Give it to us in shit, they say. Bah! Chicken dung, cow dung. You say even dog dung is fine. Who has such livestock? The damn officials answered, "Is your shit rice?" I see. We are this country's livestock. Bah! And what do you know of your countrymen? They swallow the roots of greens. They swallow the bark of trees. Even becoming constipated is a rarity. What have you fed them? And now you say to give you shit? Bah! Compost in spring, a sickle in summer, diesel oil in autumn, a hemp bag in winter. If you can't give us these things, give us money. In the end you say, give us dung. Give us money. Give us more, more. There is no limit. Bah! Watch and see. You with your big bellies. Those bellies must be filled with compost. When the time of the farmer comes, wait and see. You will rot. In this way, the money is gathered. But it is not relief money for farming villages. Whatever the people have, the damn officials take. Squeezing everything, even from our waste. That money is dung. Bah!
Indangsu. Even in days long ago, there was Indangsu, where a man went to sacrifice himself in order that his father's eyes would be healed. He threw himself into the sea for 1,000 bushels of rice. To save our disappearing parents, we would willingly die for a bushel of rice. But we have no Indangsu, from which to die. We cannot even be dutiful daughters. Indangsu is not a legendary sea, a desire of our dreams, 1,000 bushels of rice, heaven. Wish. My grandmother will be 67 this year. She awaits the day that happiness will come. She wishes to live to 100. So many wishes has she. My grandmother's wish is to be able to give a few potatoes to Sunny next door, to be able to give shoes to her younger brother, to Mr. Puck, who has a well and sits in a cold room without any fuel. She would like to give him a bundle of twigs for firewood. She wishes that the pregnant bride who lives there would not faint today. As she gazes out the window, she passionately wishes that she could see the laughing faces of children as they pick up even a bit of fallen bread that the soldiers may have dropped on the road after marching by. Ah, eyes hurt with the morning. If only night would come quickly and wrap this world in darkness. To wish for that much, tears fall one by one. Sometimes her wishes even concern herself. Instead of being born a person, if I could have been rice or money to save the people. The heavens of this country, no matter how much we pray, the days pass, the months go by. I see that grandmother's wishes do not come true. I also wish for only one thing, that the wishes of the politicians would at least be as noble as my grandmother's. Our way of life. Morning. The first thing I do is shake my brother whose breathing is shallow. He may fall into an eternal sleep, like Cholly, who lived next door. Night. Mother is late in returning home. I strain my ears even to hear the sound of the wind. I am anxious. All night I cannot sleep. Dawn breaks. Like the woman who lived in a house with a well, I wonder if Mother also killed herself. Our way of life is not only about living, it is also about staying alive. Selling my daughter for 100 won. The woman was emaciated, the sign hanging from her neck. Selling my daughter for 100 won. With a little girl standing next to her, the woman stood in the marketplace. The woman was a mute. She gazes at her daughter and her maternal feelings being sold, cursed at by passerby. The woman only stared at the ground. The woman had no more tears. Clutching her mother's skirt, "My mother is dying," cries the daughter. The woman's lips tremble. The woman knew no gratitude. The soldier gave her 100 won, saying, "I'm not buying your daughter, I'm buying your motherly love." The woman grabs the money and runs off. The woman is a mother. With the 100 won she received for the sale of her daughter, she hurries back, carrying bread. She shoves the bread into her daughter's mouth. "Forgive me," wails the woman.
Even if the future is rough, face it with a smile. It could be that because this country makes us want to cry, there are slogans telling us to laugh. We shout the slogans that tell all the people to laugh. A forced laugh. What happiness will that bring? Are they telling us to live by a slogan? That slogan makes us laugh. Laughter with dreams. Laughter with a will. Laughter with faith. Laughter that says it's okay to starve. Laughter that says it's okay to die. But first of all, where is there a reason to laugh? Again today, we only swallow dry saliva, without even the strength to fall asleep. How can we laugh? Why should we laugh? Jong-il, that master, pretends he knows nothing of the evil world. The painful march, acting as if he alone has won, flashing his gold tooth as he laughs. Because the faces of the people are honest, a laugh only becomes warped. And yet the leaders tell us to laugh. Our lives depend on it. We must laugh. Even if we appear crazed, we must show our yellow teeth. He, he, he. For those who live in this country, when the time comes to die, both eyes will not be closed. Mouths will not be closed. Thinking of this, we laugh even more. Ha, ha, ha.
Destiny. Measles, gonorrhea, tuberculosis, hepatitis, cholera, pestilence, typhoid fever. Contagious diseases spread, not because of fearsome bacteria. When no one has medicine, when no one has eaten, when it becomes cold, the diseases spread. This is fate. This is the destiny of this country's people. A historical monument. Loading rocks, building a mountain of stone, it showed the pinnacle of power in the ancient times of slavery, the pyramids. In this republic also, buried in the land, is the sadness of 10,000 years. Here is the pile of rocks, of authority, that the people bear. Tons of granite, built everywhere. The roots of dictatorship are planted. The deification of the Kims, father and son, has been established. In this way, the dictator's footsteps are followed. The place is guarded by soldiers, mountain villages, lakes, a single tree, even a small spring. Everywhere in this country are historical monuments. For each group of stones that stand together, people's homes have been torn down. Children in rags starve. Factories and shops are closed. The country has become a well-known, starving nation. In Egypt, the slaves, with blood and sweat, piled rocks higher and higher in one place. People gaze up in wonder at the pyramid. In this republic, people are sacrificed. The country is covered with the same color. Towards the rest of the world, a dark silence is forced. This mass of historical monuments. Firefly. The most beautiful thing I have ever seen was the river near my town on a summer's night, while the stars came down and played. Although it was just a dot of light in the darkness, for me it was the first time I could hear my heartbeat, a dot in the jet black night. A little angel, a firefly, changing its whole body into light, not being afraid of the dark, silently dancing in the air. A banquet for 10 million of this dark country, that single spot of light, with all its might, rippled blue, that brilliance. Even though small, as long as there is life, it is a pinpoint light of hope in this world's ebony dark night. That firefly is always deep within my heart.
A question mark and an exclamation point. Late one night, as I quietly returned, Mother was curled up, sleeping. Always worried about this son. Her figure is like a question mark. Like a question mark. That night I swore that, even if only in my dreams, I would take care of Mother. Have her sleep peacefully. Have her sleep with her legs stretched out straight. Like an exclamation point. Like an exclamation point.
Forgiveness teaches many things. Trying to adjust to the ups and downs of life, there are often things difficult to forgive. At those times there are many words to be cried out, feelings that can't be completely put into words, only fuel the anger. Forgiveness, forgiveness teaches us many things. When there is too much anger to forgive, no matter how many insults are hurled back, when looking back we see how empty it all is, repeating the same words over and over gives cause for regret. Forgiveness, forgiveness teaches us many things. Forgiveness causes the forgiven more pain. That forgiveness can also make a person good, An earth-shaking bolt of lightning is certainly not warmer than a sunset. Forgiveness, forgiveness teaches us many things. A wreath. Today is the 8th of July, the day to commemorate the death of Kim Il-sung. On to the shining statue, people climb the hill, holding their wreaths. Who has not brought flowers? Sharp eyes search. It sends shivers through the bodies of the citizens of Pyongyang. Climb the altar, present the flowers. I am the only one, empty-handed, stepping along the years of my life, step, another step. I have a wreath that bloomed in my lifetime. I cannot lift that weight with my hands. I was born in this country. Each hair has faded white with hardship. This heavy head of white hair I shoulder with my entire body. I climb to the foot of the statue of Kim Il-sung on Mansudae Hill. I raise my white-haired head high to see every bit of our way of life.
A good thing about being hungry. Let's go to clean up the village. Let's go to clean up the filth. Let's go to clean up the city. While there was rationing, there was no quitting time. If the people's leader came knocking, a quick change of clothes and off to work right away. Let's go to support the farming villages. Let's go to support the military. Let's go to support construction. While there was rationing, there were no holidays. If the village chief stood and raised the flag, even if it was a holiday, we would line up. We had to go. Let's participate in social mobilization. Let's participate in military training. Let's participate in event mobilization. While there was rationing, we were not people. We were machines, slaves, following orders. But now, our voices have been raised. We refuse. We protest. We can even oppose. A good thing about being hungry, we have received the right to go hungry. Since learning of the preciousness of that right, we will refuse the rationing system.
Cigarette butts. Searching for cigarette butts. This alley, that alley, roaming, women and children. Many searching hands, but cigarette butts are scarce. So they sometimes stand next to a smoking person, anxiously waiting, waiting. The butt is tossed. In that instant, many hands reach forward, each person insisting they saw it first. There are even fights. Cigarette butts. How much are they worth? If the paper bag, which has been filled with butts, collected all day, is lost, voices are raised in cries, screams, even wails, because there is no cotton to cover their bodies. It is these filter-collecting people who lead a thrown-away, cigarette-butt life.